Hare Krishna, Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Dhanapat Prabhu.
So, resuming from Sri Harinama Prakaranam, Vishnu Sargasya Sa Ishvarat tu Shah Pakha Pakheshu Tau Sthane Vacha. The words Vishnu Sargasya Sa Ishvarat tu Shah Pakha Pakheshu Tau Sthane Vacha are to be added in the subsequent sutras. In other words, in the subsequent sutras, it is understood that when Ka, Kha, Pa, or Pa follows, the Vishnu Sarga changes to Sa when it comes after a Rama, but to Sha when it comes after an Ishvara. Okay, so when it comes after the Vishnu Sarga, when it comes after a, and when either Ka, Kha, Pa, or Pa follows, so Vishnu Sarga becomes Sa, and when it comes after an Ishvara, then this Vishnu Sarga changes to Sha. Nir dur bahi praduravish chaturam. The Vishnu Sarga of Nir dur bahir pradur avis and chatur changes to Sh when Ka, Kha, Pa, or Tha follows, and that Sh is considered like the original Vishnu Sarga. So thus we get Nish Krishna, the R becomes Sh, then Dushkarma, Dur become the R of Dur become Sh, um, and then Nishpanam. So this Nir R becomes Sh, ityadi. So Nish Krishna is Nirgatah Krishnat, one who has gone away from Krishna. Dushkarma is Dushtu Karma Yasya. So, like positive karmas are Sushtu, we have heard this word, Sushtu. And opposite of Sushtu is Dushtu. Similarly, we had Bahishkaraha. So, Bahir becomes Bahish, Pradushkaraha, Avishkaraha, and so on, turning into Sh. Asantasya Kri Krimi Kansa Kushapashakarani कुंभपात्रेष्वनुत्तरपदस्थस्यानव्ययस्य samase. The Vishnu Sarga of a word ending in us, which is not an avyaya and which is situated in a compound but not as the Uttarapada, changes to sa. When a form of Dukri or Kamu follows, or when Kansa, Kusha, Pasha, Karani, Kumbha, or Patra follows. Thus we get Vedhas Kritihi. Uh, like anyhow, the original word is Vedhas itself, which becomes Vedaha, and then again that Visarga, Vishnu Sarga becomes Vedhas by this rule. Because this is Kri following, right? Kriti, Kri Dhatu. Vishtara Shravas Kamaha. So Vishtara Shravas is the name of Vishnu. So Shravas is Shravas. The Vigraha of Vedas Kriti is Vedaso Brahmana Kriti. Vedas is the name of Brahmaji. So Brahmana Kriti. Uh, Vishtara Shravas Kamaha is Vishtara Shravasam Vishnum Kamayate. So Shravasam, Shravas. Shravas is the Pratipadikam, the root word. Then Ambhas, Kumbha. So here they have taken this word Kumbha as the Uttarapada. And Ambha, Vishnu Sarga becomes Sa. So yeah, Ambhasa, Purnaha Kumbha, a pot filled with water. Ambhas Kumbhi. So Ambhas Kumbhi is Tad Asya Asti. One who has that, one who possesses that. This is important, interesting. Tad Asya Asti. Kumbhi. And so on. Then other examples are Ayas Kansaha, an iron goblet. Ayas Kusha, Ayas Pashaha, Ayas Karani. Ayas Patram. Again, Ayaha. Iron is called Ayaha. So becomes Sa. The Vigraha of Ayas Karani is Ayaha Iva Katinau Karnau Yasyaha. So Ayaha Iva Katinau Karnau Yasyaha. But if it is not a samasa, then we can't do that. For example, manaha karoti. So it's not manaskara or something. It's they are two separate words, Vishnupadas. Then namaha purasor gati sangyayoho krini. The Vishnu Sarga of Namas and Puras, when they are called gati, um, change to sa when dukri follows. And that sa is considered like the original Vishnu Sarga. So the Vishnu Sarga of Namas and Puras changes to Sa again when Dukri is following. So, for example, Namaskritya, Namaskaraha, Namaskuru. Even for Puraskara, right? Puraskara. Here it is given. Puraskuru, Puraskritam. So the Vishnu Sarga changes to Sa. Tirasas Tvagatau Chava. The Vishnu Sarga of Tiras optionally changes to Sa when Dukri follows, regardless of whether Tiras is called Gati or not. So Tiras is an Abhyaya. Thus we get Tiraskritya, like Tiraskar, Tirodhan. We say Tirodhan, Tirobhav. So that Tiro comes from this word, Tiras. So Tiraskritya or Tirahakritya. One time becomes Sa and another time remains Vishnu Sarga. Tiraskaraha, which also means to disregard. Then Kaska Adishucha. The changes to Sa and Sha mentioned in Sutra 1023 are also done in cases like Kas, Kaha, and so on. So, like, we say Kaha Kaha two times. Kaha Kaha. So, if we have such, so this first one turns into Sa. So, we get Kas Kaha. Interesting. Kas Kaha. Who, which people. Then, Kaustu, Kautas, acha, Kutaha Kutaha. So, Kautaha Kutaha. So, so this Vishnu Sarga becomes Sa. Then Bhaskaraha. So, Bhaha. Vishnu Sarga becomes Sa. Ahaskaraha. Vishnu Sarga becomes Sa. Um, So these are like few more. Tamaskandam, Tamaha Kandam, Medah, Pindah, Medaspindah, Vachaspati. So Vachaha becomes Vachaspati. Ayaha Kilaha, Ayas Kilaha, and so on. So these are also. So Kas, some words in the Kaskadis are compounds and some are not. For example, Kaskaha and Kautuch Kutaha are not compounds. Kaskaha is formed by doing repetition of kaha in the sense of vipsa. So they are not samasa. So kautas kutaha is kutaha agataha. Come from where? From where? So come from which places? So the Vrishnendra is done in Tadhita, so becomes kautas and kutaha ityadi. The word Bhaskaraha, which is also a name of sun, it means Bhasam Karoti. So Bha means light. It makes light. So that's why sun is called Bhaskara. Bha, light. So it makes light.
So
Bhasam
how does
Karoti.
that fall under this kaska? I mean, this kaska.
Yeah. It says
I
Kaskadi. It says Kaskadishu. So the Gana, which begins with the word Kaska, and so on.
right. So this kaskaha and kota skutaha, they were similar to each other, but I mean, how would we know about? I mean, we just have to remember the vritti that Bhaskara
Yeah. We just need
follows.
to, right. They are just like a group, so we need to remember them.
Okay.
Yeah, like Nipatas, or we can say. Then, actually, what happens gradually is, uh, ultimately, we're not able to remember or retain all these things in detail with all these examples. But as we keep on practicing reading, and as the sense of the language increases within us, so everything makes sense gradually. Like, the common sense gets there. Yeah, and the language, towards the language within us. So not all and
I see.
each detail. My Guruji would always say that, how much, like, you memorize sutras. Let's say you memorize all the sutras, but one day you will forget many of them, the sutras. But if you have practiced a lot, while studying implementation part, so the point is that you will retain the concepts of the sutras even if you forget the sutras. So that's fine, forgetting the sutras, but the concepts should be remained or retained, and that will come by practice, implementation, and yeah, like that. Yeah, if one is teaching, then there is a great chance of retaining the sutras also, things in details, minute details. Otherwise, the content, the concept should be there. Ahaskaraha is like Bhaskaraha, so Ahaskaraha. So Aha Dinam Karoti. Aha means Dinam. Tamas Kandam is Tamasam Kandam, a heap of darkness. Medas Pindaha is Medasaha Pindaha. Vachaspatihi is Vachaha Vanyaha Patihi. Vacha equals to Vanyaha, Vani. So the master of speech. It's also a name of Brihaspati. Ayas Kilaha is Ayasaha, Lauhasya Kilaha. Shankuh Kila is the nail. So a stake Kila of iron. So these are all the Kaskadis. Thus ends the section dealing with the changes to Sh and Sa. Do some. If you could share the link again for, okay, I have it. Unwires. Is this chapter 12?
We were in chapter 12.
This is chapter 11 here. There is no chapter
Yeah.
12 here.
Yeah, we did some of chapter 12 already.
But in this doc, I don't see chapter 12.
Well, that's very strange.
Um, can you send the fresh link once? Let's see.
Let me open it. It is... Yeah, I'm seeing chapter 12 here. But I don't have the, I guess I have to regenerate the table of contents.
Okay, I see it here. Chapter 12. So I don't know how many shlokas we did. For sure, we did first, second, third, fourth also we did. Looks like. Okay, I think we should do fourth. So Canto 1, text, chapter 12, text 4 onwards. Suta Uvacha. Api paladharmarajah पितृवद्रञ्जयन् प्रजाः निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः कृष्णपादानुसेवया. What was the previous one? तस्य जन्म महाबुद्धेः कर्माणि च महात्मना निधनं च यत् तदिदं श्रोतुमिच्छामः. Okay, so it was about Parikshit Maharaj, how he left his body and all, and how he was interested in hearing Bhagavatam. Shonak Uvacha, it was. Now Suta Goswami is saying, Suta Uvacha, Krishna Padan Seva. कृष्ण पादानुसेवया श्री कृष्ण चरण स्मरणेन. Padanuseva is rendered as charana smarana. So sarva kamebhyah seva. Just as like in 2014 when I was doing my Bhakti Shastri here in VIH Vrindavan. So I think it was one of the teachers, like an orientation. All the devotees were there. It was an international group, so we were asked our names, where we belong to, and what is our services in the temples and so on. So I have been practicing, for like an year or so or two. So I was not rendering much practical services, but I have read in Prabhupada books that devotional service, ninefold devotional service, Shravan Kirtan. So everyone was being asked about the name, the place, and their services. So they were all telling. Now it was my turn, and I told my name. Okay, I said that I live in Vrindavan itself. And now the teacher asked, okay, what service do you render? And I simply said, ninefold devotional service.
Nine
uh,
four?
I mean, the bhakti devotional service, right? Shravan
Yeah,
Kirtan. And because Prabhupada translates bhakti as devotional service, right? That's also service.
yeah.
And I was serious saying that, and everyone started laughing. I mean, in a positive way, not to
Huh.
underestimate me. So then I understood that the service was the practical service, which we render, uh, which was asked. Anyhow,
Yeah,
so
but this is, I mean, you were correct because, there's the Stula Seva and there's the Sukshma
right.
Seva. And some people have the misconception that only Stula Seva is Seva, but it is
Yeah, I
also,
mean, actually,
yeah.
what happens is they kind of classify Navada Bhakti or Bhakti Angas as sadhana and not as sevas, right? They classify it as just sadhana and not seva. That's why they
Mm,
say, okay, sadhana, seva, sangha, different S they create. But this is the topmost seva, right? Devotional service. And even Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada ji, he says the same. Anuseva, he renders as smarana.
hmm. Yeah.
So, सर्व कामेभ्यः निष्प्रियः वीतरागः. So, vita means free from, and ragaha is raga. So, okay, one second. Then Dharmarajah Yudhishthirah Pitrivat Pita iva Prajah Ranjayan. So this Praja is actually 2, 3. Nandayan Apipalat Tah Palayamasa. So Sutta Goswami is saying Maharaj Yudhishthir, who is Dharmaraj, was free from all kinds of affection and attachment, Vitaraga. So he was free from attachment, from all the desires, Sarva Kamebhya, all the desires, Vasanas, uh, by remembering the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, or by serving the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. He maintained, he did palana. He maintained uh, all the citizens just like a father. And he not only maintained in a very rude way, in a way that the people were dissatisfied or were not happy. He maintained in a way that everyone was happy. So he was gladdening them and maintaining them. Nandayan is Nandati Nandayati cha. So this is niche. So this is niche included here. Um, so Nandayan taha palayamasa. Taha prajaha palayamasa. Okay.
So this nispriha, that's without attachment is, or what
Yeah.
was vita?
So Nispriha, actually, I think there's some mistake in the Bengali one, the Anvaya. It's Nispriha. So that
Oh,
the visarga is actually ra. So it's Nirgata Spriha iti Nispriha. So when the Spriha, the attachment, the affection is gone. So that is
mhm.
Nispriha.
So I'm
So
I'm
you did.
confused. So he
Uh,
maintained them without having affection?
yeah. So I mean, that is one of his characteristic, that he was free from all the affection, from all the desires, due to serving Krishna's lotus feet. And in
I
such a
see, I see.
state,
So he wasn't attached to the citizens independently of Krishna. That's, I see, that's what it's
yeah, that is
meant.
also one thing, and maybe it's also a general thing that he wasn't attached to anything material. And it says actually sarva kamebhya, from all the desires. So it says here.
Oh, right.
संपदः क्रतवो लोका महिषी भ्रातरो मही जम्बूद्वीपाधिपत्यं च यशश्च त्रिदिवं गतम् किं ते कामाः सुरस्पार्हा wow from spriha comes sparha
Oh,
मुकुंद मनसो द्विजाः अधिजह्रुर् मुदं राज्ञः क्षुधितस्य यथेतरे हे द्विज शौनक क्षुधितस्य अन्नैकमनसः is it अन्नैकमनसः अन्न एकमनसः okay क्षुधा is hunger right क्षुधा is hunger so क्षुधितस्य is अन्नैकमनसः okay that's fine so हे द्विज शौनक क्षुधितस्य अन्नैकमनसः यथा इतरे now what is this स्रक् चन्दनादयः स्रक् चन्दनादयः स्रक् is garland chandan is chandan and so on प्रीतिं न कुर्वन्ति तद्वत् मुकुन्द मनसः मुकुन्दे एव मनः यस्य तस्य राज्ञः युधिष्ठिरस्य सुरस्पार्हा सुराणां स्पृहणीया सम्पदः कृतवयज्ञा लोकाः सत्यादिलोकाः महिषी द्रौपदी भ्रातर भीमादय मही पृथ्वी जम्बूद्वीपाधिपत्यं विस्तीर्णं साम्राज्यं त्रिदिवं स्वर्गं गतं प्राप्तं तत्र विस्तृतं यशः च एते कामा विषया किं मुदं तस्य प्रीतिम् अधिजह्रुः कृतवन्तः न हि इत्यर्थः I think you got the meaning right so
no.
okay so Suta Goswami is saying that O Shaunaka just like yatha one who is hungry annaika manasaha one whose mind just like in a few days we'll be having Nirjala Ekadashi. So for those who will be doing it for the first or second time, although they are externally doing it, but internally their mind is running towards Anna, right? So that's Anna Igamana. So so that's Anna Ikamanasaha. So one who is very hungry, for him, if you garland him, if you put chandan on his forehead and so on, that won't really satisfy him. That won't really please him, right? So Shruditasya Annaika Manasaha Yatha Itare. Itare means something else. And then Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada says that something else could be like, garlanding him, giving him chandan and so on. So anything else won't satisfy, please him who is quite hungry. Similarly, Tadvat, one whose mind is full of Mukunda or whose mind, whose consciousness is absorbed in Mukunda, the Lord, such Yudhishthir Maharaj, for him, all the wealth which is desired by the demigods, all the sacrifices, all the higher planetary systems like Satyadilok, his queen Draupadi, his brothers Bhimadi, Earth, the great vast Samrajya. Um, what is Samrajya in English? Mm,
Empire?
empire.
Yeah.
Jambu. It says Jambu Dweep Adipatyam. Rule over the whole Jambudvipa. So basically, Vistirnam Samrajyam, a great empire. Tridivam, the attainment of heaven, Swargam Gatam Praptam. Tatra Vistritam Yashaha, and attaining great fame, Cha. So all these Vishayas, all these objects will, what, what pleasure will it do or will it provide to Maharaj Yudhishthir who's absorbed in Mukunda. So just like one who is hungry can't be pleased satisfied by Chandan, Galan, and so on. So one who is into Mukunda, who's absorbed in Mukunda, he won't be satisfied by all these material objects, the Vishayas. So these are the all list. Nahi iti artha. It means they won't satisfy.
What was Vistirna?
Vistirnam is
Vistir
spreaded, a
oh,
great, like we say Vistar,
expanded?
Vistritam. Yeah,
Or
expanded
just
empire.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally expanded. Mudam means happiness or gladness. So, what happiness will these Vishayas provide to Maharaj Yudhishthir, who is Mukunda Manaha? Okay. Matur Garbhagato Viraha Satada Bhrigunandana Dadarsh Purusham Kanchid Dahyamanostrate Astratejasa. Okay. Hey Bhrigunandana शौनक तदा ब्रह्मास्त्रत्यागात् परं मातुः गर्भगतः कुक्षिस्थः अस्त्रतेजसा दह्यमानः सन्तप्तः स वीरः परीक्षित् कञ्चित् कमपि पुरुषं ददर्श अपश्यत्. So, O son of Bhrigu, O Shaunaka, Suta Goswami is saying, at that point of time, when Brahmastra Tyagat Param, after the release of Brahmastra, the weapon called Brahmastra, Matuhu Garbhagatah. So the Lord, so Garbhagata is entering into the womb of mother. So Matuhu Garbhagata, one who entered into the womb of mother, Astra Tejasa Dahyamanaha, Saha Viraha. So Parikshit Maharaj, who was in the womb as a baby child, he was Dahyamanaha, Santapta. He was being afflicted by that heat or by the energy of that Brahmastra, Astra Tejasa, by the energy or by the heat of the astra of that weapon. So being afflicted, at that point, Saha Parikshita, um, it's just like Ajamil. I mean, not to compare Ajamil and Parikshit Maharaj, but Ajamil also saw the Vishnu Dutas when he was kind of Dahiyamana. Dahiyamana is a continuous tense, the Shanach Pratyay. So Ajamil was also being tortured or carried away. That moment was happening, the continuity. And in that continuity, the Vishnu Dutas appeared and then the whole discussion took place. So that was also continuous tense there when he was being ill treated. In this section also, it's continuous tense, the Yamana. So being afflicted in such a situation state, Parikshit Maharaj, he saw Apashyat, he saw some men, Kanchit, Kamapi Purusham. He was not definite that, okay, he's Krishna himself, but he saw someone there. Iti Anvaya.
Mm. Some kind of. Okay, so that's what
Yeah,
this
Kamapi,
question.
Kanchit Kamapi is like someone. So Kamapi
Mm.
Purusham, some man, some person.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. You can we can resume tomorrow then.
Okay, thank you.
Hare
Dandavat pranam.
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.